So I woke up like 2 a.m. ready to work, in a really good mood. I don't know why. Some days it just seems like I'm just slowly crawling out of this depression, and I'm starting to have a lot more better times than PTS times, I guess. Yeah, so it's my day off, so I thought I'd just do a little video. Yesterday, at the end of this video, I will put the video I recorded yesterday. And basically I was waiting for my doctor to phone. So I don't know. Just watch. But anyways, for now, I don't know what to do to keep myself busy over the weekend. And I think keeping myself busy is a lot of me getting better. And working and keeping busy is kind of the way I've coped. But I'm just kind of like so anxious. Like I have this anxiety in me that even if I work really hard and I get away from this province and I go to another province, that the same words are going to be on the screen. And I'll still be stuck in this study, and I'm so just tired of sounding like a crazy person because people can't comprehend what I've been through. Like, there's laws and shit that prevent my life from even existing, and those laws were broken. And there's nothing I can do about that. And just the realization that I've been left for dead. It's disturbing after everything I've survived. After having to live for 5 years with those words on the screen. After leaving that situation. And I'm just at the point today where I don't want to fight for my life. And it seems like this study has just left me fighting for my life on a daily basis. Fighting for my physical health, fighting for my mental health. Just fighting. And I'm so tired of it. The fights I have to fight are ridiculous. Like, having my healthcare taken, I get an ear infection and I go to see my doctor, and he gives me mental health refills. He refills my psych meds. I have a psychiatrist. I've made it very clear to him I want physical help. And he's made it very clear to me that I will not receive it. He thinks I'm just some horrible person because he reads the words on the screen. And it's so frustrating being these two different people. And so when I walk into a building where I know they're reading these words on the screen and they're looking at me like I'm a piece of shit, I get this resentment and I be a bitch because it's just so frustrating. I don't know, I've gotten to this point where maybe I deserve a little respect from the system that I gave my life to, I guess, to sum it up. But, yeah. So I will work, I will do what I need to keep myself healthy. I will keep the puppets in line and ignorant, because if they find out what I'm doing, then they're just going to prevent me from getting any help anywhere else. So I have to do everything secretly, and I hate going around secretly. And to prove that I'm not fucking crazy, having to record conversations and record doctors and just, you know, like, I haven't released all my paperwork because it has my name on it. And I think when I release everything and everything comes together and the doctors are all named and the forms that you see, me being drugged for saying that I have children, for saying that I have a parasite infection, being locked up. Once that file, like, I've put together this Form 12, which is basically if they try to hospitalize me again, I could put in this Form 12 and they would have to fight it and reason with it. So it's very difficult when I have pictures of me giving birth and I have a form saying that I don't have any children. When I have the marks, when I'm sterilized, when, yeah, just trying to deal with my life And the fact so many life-altering choices were not mine to make. I fought long and hard, and I've given up so many times. And I've felt so helpless that I've been blinded by the choices that I did have. My self-esteem has been beaten to shit. This whole study's just completely destroyed me, and I cannot wait to bank up some money and leave and see. Yeah. So that's my morning rant, and I will post the other video as well, I guess. It's hard to watch. It just sounds like I'm a crazy person, and it's just the reality of my life. And I think me working through it and knowing that I'm a better person than that, and the strides I've gotten to build myself up, not to be the junkie on the street, but to be a contributing member of society, to be working, to not be living off the system. And it's been a fight because I'm not allowed to be credible. So I figure if I start recording these doctors and you guys all see what they say, what I go through, my blood pressures, I go to the doctor, he completely ignores it. My ECGs, like all that information. I haven't really posted much. Yeah, but so this next video is going to be a bit longer of a video, but I say a lot, I guess. So I'm waiting on a doctor's phone call, and she's already 12 minutes late, and I just wanted to do a little intro video. Basically, I'm tired of sounding like a crazy person. It's frustrating to me that, like, I'm a pretty normal person. I go to work. I have normal goals. I want to be healthy. I want to move on with my life. I mean, I don't believe the past defines who I am. I have survived such vile violence by my ex, Darcy, and a lot of babies died, and it was all blamed on me. And they write words on the screen that says that I'm just some delusional drug addict whore. Now, you can take a hair sample. I haven't done drugs. The last time I did drugs was the last time Darcy drugged me, which was over 5 years ago. So, I live a very frustrated life because when I go in for a simple ear infection, I end up in the psych unit asking my psychiatrist to see a doctor because I have an ear infection, getting drugged, my ear rupturing, and finally after that, after fluid and blood's leaking out of my ear, I show a nurse, and then I get to go see a doctor. I take ECGs, and I, for 5 hours straight, took every about half an hour, and they all came back, like, all fucked up. So I'm like, shit, man. So I gotta go to the hospital. I go to the hospital, and I'm there for 5 hours. I realize I'm just waiting to see a shrink. So it's going to be the same thing as the last time I went in with an ear infection. I'm just going to get drugged, lose my job, my finances fucked, lose my house, and it's a cycle of violence. So basically it's frustrating because 5 doctors want me drugged out of my mind, uncredible, in bed, dying, dead, gone, right? They don't want me to be able to tell the truth that they were taking pictures of the violence that I was going through. And that when I went to the doctors, they told me I was delusional. And I mean, after a year of being drugged and raped, and knowing that the doctors were just going to tell me I was delusional, and that I would go see Dr. Badawi and he would be giving me abortions, or later on I'd find out he just cut the umbilical cord or cut the placenta, and Darcy would do what he would do. He would burn my babies. And you see, when they drug me, my PTSD from living through all this shit goes through the fucking roof. Like, I wake up and I don't know what year it is. I wake up and it's like the Matrix, because nothing's real around you. You wake up in a house you don't recognize. You just come from like this horrible situation and you have all the emotions, and like it physically has just happened to you. Like you physically go through these things, and that's the PTSD I try to live without. And when I'm living without it, and when I recognize how strong I am for actually surviving, for, you know, the time he had me pinned down on the ground and I pretended that, you know, he was choking me, and I pretended that I couldn't breathe anymore, and I just went limp, and I waited for him to get off me, and I jumped up and ran away. Like, there's so many times that, you know, I did the same thing in the camper. When I was having an asthma attack, he pinned me down so I couldn't get my inhaler. And I pretended to stop breathing. And he got off me, but he didn't leave the camper. So I wasn't able to even jump up and get it, so I was lying there, holding my breath, having an asthma attack, waiting for my chance for him to get far enough away that I could reach for my inhaler. In one day on that trip, just one day, I was thrown down a mountain, and I began to have a miscarriage, and he drugged me. And I remember waking up in a lot of pain, and I was going to go to the washroom, and I told myself, don't do it. You know, like, don't let him get this baby. And I went back to bed. And when I woke up, he was just so happy. And later on, I could hear this, it was like so quiet, like a mouse. Just screeches from a mouse. And I realized my baby's still alive, and it's in the wall of the camper. Right? He's got me so drugged up, I don't know what I can do. I'm withdrawing off the fucking psych meds that the doctors drugged me up off of. I look back and I don't even know how I stood up. I was so sick. I wouldn't eat because that's how he was drugging me. You know, I'd always try to fall asleep after him. And they took pictures. And I go to doctors to tell me I'm delusional with sprained wrists from being raped. And I get referrals to Dr. Badawi over and over and over again, telling me I have cancer screenings, pap smears. They were abortions. I don't believe in abortion, and I showed up. Because after I saw what Darcy did, there was no fucking way in hell I would ever let him get his hands on another baby. I lived through this already. I have fought so hard for the ability to work, to move on with my life, to actually have a life and stop surviving. Always fighting these stupid fucking battles because of words on the screen, because doctors put me in a study and consistency is everything. I honestly cannot wait for the day that we link, like as soon as I get a doctor to treat me for these parasites and I have some medical, like as soon as I leave the province and shit fucking happens, my name and everything is coming out. The doctor's names, everything. As soon as I can actually prove everything. Like, there's a lot of gross videos that I've recorded of actually my bowel movements and my eyes, pulling shit out of my eyes, blowing my nose and just having long boogers in it. And I don't post a lot of that because it's just stuff you really just don't want to see. And, yeah, this is one of my friends here. So, it is 2:22 and my doctor was supposed to phone at 2 o'clock. I've given up. So, I think this has been a long enough intro video to the doctor's phone call if she ever phones.